My name is Link, yes, I'm the savior of our world. I killed off Ganondorf and even got the girl. But now I'm stuck with someone different for my bride. Thus was the downfall of the great hero of time. I'll tell you my sad story now, and fight the urge to cry. The story I call my inner life.
A new friend. A few months later, Link and I were at Lake Hyrule with our son and fairies on a family picnic when the most amazing thing happened. I have always remembered stories being told to me by my parents about a noble race of creatures called the Griffins. It was told to me that these wise and noble creatures live in the 12 Black Mountains, just north of the 12 Black Dragon Mountains, which was a day's ride.
13.
Oh, 13th Dragon Mount. I'm so sorry. Which was a day's ride from Hyrule.
I'll just read those footnotes quickly. The Black Mountains are a large mountain chain made of black rock minerals. The chain lies to the north of Hyrule, where it is said the noble race called the Griffins live. And 13. Dragon Mount is a dragon-shaped rock formation near the Black Mountains. It is said that the once mighty dragons lived there, at the base of the Black Mountains, and their land stretched to where the base of Dragon Mount now stands. Some say the dragons built the mighty rock that symbolized their land. Some say it was unearthed after the dragons were forced to move to the Poison Land as a symbol of ends for taking their home.
Some people say that, but they're full of shit. I had never thought I would ever meet one of those noble creatures until now.
Link and I had just unrolled the blanket for us to sit on while Lily, Navi, and Aria were playing with our son. When Link's ears twitched from a sudden noise, "Jenna!" ellipses. "Did you hear that?" Link asked, his ears twitching. "Hear what, my love?" I returned, giving him a sideways look. "I hear nothing." His ears twitched again. "You don't hear that noise, honey? It sounds like something is whimpering. It's our child. Oh my God, Lily, Navi, and Aria are stabbing him." Okay, no. Link said again, his eyes scanning over the land on the other side of the lake. "I have no idea what you're hearing, my love. I still hear nothing. Fuck that, baby. Oh, I forget that you're not part Elvis. You're a full hero." Okay, it says Elvin. I'm just going with what you said last time.
That's right, Link, my dear.
We ain't nothing but a black hole. Wait, she's not black. What am I saying? That's Link, who's black now. "I forget that you're not part of. You're a full human. That's why you don't hear it. Half human, half elven people have stronger hearing than full humans," Link said racistly. Okay, but in all seriousness, he's Hylian. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, there's no such thing as elves in the Legend of Zelda universe. They all refer to them as humans.
Pretty much. Well, actually, they go by Hylian, but... Well, actually, I suppose they do go by human.
I thought they stated that they were humans.
No, they go by both, really. They use them interchangeably.
Oh, okay.
But they say Hylian as a race at times as well.
Okay.
Same with Gerudo. Link said quizzically, his eyes scanning for the source of the faint noise.
"You never cease to amaze me, Link, but you're probably right. Do you have any idea where it's coming from?" I returned, my eyes watching him. He shook his head in response. "Not a clue. There are so many other noises mixed in with it that I cannot tell." Raising my head up, I sniffed the air, searching for a distinctive scent, because you can suddenly do that now. I scanned the air, searching for something out of the ordinary, when a bitter scent of blood and sulfur hit my nose, causing it to wrinkle in distaste. "Link, ellipses. I think I picked up something. I smell a mixture of sulfur and blood coming from somewhere across the lake, because you can somehow smell that from across the lake," I said as a worried look crossed Link's lean face. "I think something is wounded over there."
Sulfur and blood, which are the two ingredients to my favorite drink. The only place I know where sulfur is the Black Mountains to the north of Dragon Mountain. But what could be causing sulfur to be mixing with blood? And how would sulfur get this far south and vein to bleed from? Link's gaze returned to the other side of the lake. I think we should send the fairies to go check it out. I agree. They have better sight and smell than we do and are quite expendable. I think they will all have better luck finding out where the sounds and smells are coming from. I returned, my body shaking slightly. My body shaking slightly from an uneasy feeling. Lily, Navi, Arya, come quickly. It's of great importance. Link called, his voice expressing urgency. I watched as the three small hovering lights came floating over to us, their glowing auras flickering with wonderment. What's wrong, Link? Did something bad happen? Navi asked. We need you, Lily, and Arya to check out something on the other side of the lake. Meanwhile, Link, get over here, put your head in my pants, and kiss me where it smells funny.
Oh, wait, I just realized I never read a single thing from Arya this whole time. Okay, let me think of a voice for her now. Okay, the best babysitter voice ever. What is wrong over there? Did you hear Wolfos or something? Arya asked, worried. No, it's not. Wait. No, it's not that. But I heard something that sounds like whimpering, and Jenna smells like blood mixed with sulfur. Wait. Oh,
I just had my head in her pants. I would know.
Jenna smells blood mixed with sulfur coming from the other side of the lake.
Totally not her pussy.
Exactly. Oh, good God, that is that.
Nobody said we wanted to go in there.
Well, Navi, you first.
Hey, listen. I'm not gonna do it, bitch.
Listen, I'm drowning in here.
Link said, his blue eyes filled with concern. Sulfur, what? Oh, by the goddesses. The only place where sulfur comes from is in the Black Mountains? Question mark?
Exclamation.
Lily returned, her face twisting in shock. How in the hell would sulfur have gotten this far south? Arya questioned, her blue pussy her blue aura dimming slightly.
Thinking other things blue?
This fic is messing with my mind. That's what we want to find out, Link returned. I understand! We will leave now! Navi said as she and Lily and Arya started to make their way across the lake. They don't walk. Please be careful, I yelled just before they got halfway across. Just before they got halfway across, they're already across. You dumb bitch.
Yep. Link and I watched as they reached the other side, and their glowing auras disappeared inside the thick foliage lining the bank. We sat and anxiously waited for their return. Minutes passed into what seemed like an eternity as they still did not return. Link and I started to grow worried, minutes turning into long amounts of time. Then, just as we agreed to go after them, I saw a small light emerge from the bank of the trees, just a short way from where they entered. I grabbed the sleeve of Link's green tunic and showed him the small light hovering over the bank. We started to worry as we only saw one light. Getting more worried with each passing minute, Link was getting ready to jump into the lake and swim across when two more small lights emerged from the trees and joined the one waiting by the bank.
Breathing a sigh of relief, we watched as the three small fairies made their way back across and joined us on the other side. With a look of distress, all three fairies turned a shade of bright yellow. Link, you and Jenna must hurry and stop calling us fairies. Navi cried as she spun in a circle. You will not believe this, but there's a wounded griffin over there, and he's hung like a horse. Link and I exchanged sharp glances. A griffin, we said in unison. What in the hell would a griffin be doing this far south, and doesn't he know his kind ain't welcome down here? I asked, puzzled. I thought that they only lived in the Black Mountains. I never heard
neighborhood.
I never heard of one venturing too far away from the black neighborhood unless they had a passenger with a request to go somewhere. It's their only taxi drivers. And it's not only that.
Unless they were in the back of the bus.
And it's not even that. The Griffins don't just trust anybody. Link added, his puzzled look making his blue eyes look dull.
Erase blue eyes.
Whatever it may be its reason, we must hurry. The creature is wounded badly, and it needs our immediate attention,
Aria added with urgency in her voice. Well then, we must make haste. I'll stay here with Link Jr. Lily, Navi, please show us the way, I said as I made my way down to the bank and into the water. I listened as Link joined me, and we both swam with great haste to the other side. Wait, listen to what? Did Navi just say listen the whole way? Listen! I guess that's all she does, but still.
I listened to the water rush past my ears as I swam, and then drowned.
As long as you do it with great haste.
Just the Sonic 2 drowning music just starts playing. Rising out of the water and onto the bank, I stood up and wrung out my saturated dress as Link made his way up and beside me. Then Lily and Navi joined us, their auras flickering with worry. This way! Follow us! Navi yelled as her and Lily disappeared into the thickness of the trees. Did I just hear a plate break?
No, that was me. I'm sorry. That dust on my glasses and it rubbed against the desk.
Sounds like you're rubbing a knife or some like a knife sharpener.
Well, for a long time, I've been considering suicide, and this story has finally pushed me over the edge. Who knows? Tonight may be the night.
Following, we entered the thicket and made our way into a small clearing, where we saw a sight we never thought we'd see before. Lying on the ground was a huge white griffin with black tips on its wings and a light yellow bird-like claws on its front legs.
Or talons.
Yeah. But I guess saying Talon might be awkward because there's a character named Talon in Ocarina of Time. Like, it's Malon's father, who looks surprisingly like Mario. But anyway.
It's me, Talon! Or Malon. I don't give a shit anymore. Do.
Yeah. Like, Zelda Bridge pretty much made that exact joke. Word for word, I think. Beautiful intricate jewelry hung from its tufted ears, and its neck indicating it must be of high rank. Because everyone's neck indicates what rank they are. My mouth just hung open as I awaited his feathery schlong. Okay, no. As I watched its crystal blue eyes staring us over.
Slowly it lifted its head, and its sharp beak opened. Who are you? The griffin asked in a raspy voice.
That was perfect. You just made him sound so much like he doesn't want to be here.
I exchanged glances with Link before I moved forward. Let's see. I'm trying to get into my inner Valley Girl voice, so I exchanged glances with Link before he moved forward. I just might ask you the same, but now I'm trying to do Dave's thing. But the name's Link, and this is my wife Jenna. And those two fairies over there are Lily and Navi, Link said with a hint of caution. We watched as the griffin's crystal blue eyes continued to stare.
Are Link and Navi gonna bite? Why does there need to be caution?
Why are you using that voice? You're not even reading it.
Sorry. No, if Lily and Navi are dangerous, then you'd use a hint of caution to introduce them, but,
Well, they are chain-smoking lesbians, so...
I say!
Link said with a hint of caution. We watched as the griffin's crystal blue eye... Wait, he only has one blue eye?
Apparently.
Okay.
Well, they're on opposite sides of the head, so I think they may be only seeing one at once. I don't know.
Griffin's
One's up his
crystal
ass.
blue eye continued to stare at us, its gaze full of caution and questioning. The dames Dalamar... The dames? The dames.
I
Dames
know the
Malamar.
dames Dalamar. They live down the street and they go to prom with anybody.
The name's Dalamar. The creature returned, its beak pointed directly at us. I watched as the griffin struggled to get onto its feet, but without any success, and crashed back to the ground. You shouldn't try to move. You're still too wounded, I advised him. We're, without the apostrophe, thingy thing, here to help. I walked over to him and looked at the huge gashes on his legs and wings, reaching into the pouch I had attached to my waist. I pulled out a healing ointment and started applying it to his wounds. Because I suddenly just have that now.
Never leave
Well,
home
think of
without
the-
your Griffin healing ointment.
Just in case you need to lube up for those special occasions.
Exactly.
Now this is going to sting a little, I said to myself as I sat on his lap. Why are you helping me? Dalmar questioned, his eyes watching me. Without an answer to his question, I continued to apply the ointment to his giant, feathery schlong, then dressed him. After I applied the final dressing, I looked into him cautiously.
It's salad dressing.
Into his cautious... In salad dressing, of course.
Like,
Delicious
it
ranch.
has to be salad dressing. It's just like, it's creamy Italian salad dressing, just like in Sonic High School, that fanfic.
After I applied the final coating of Newman's Own, I looked into his cautious eyes. There, all done. Do you think he can walk? I asked. What are we going to do with him? They think that it's
Chicken
wise
salad
if we
time.
try. I skipped a line. Trust anybody, Link said again for the second time. His eyes filled with worry. Everybody's eyes are filling with things, like there's some invisible cup that's just pouring it into their eyes. We just cannot leave him here. I think that it's wise if we try to help him get back to the Black Mountains, I said as I walked over to Link and looked. I'm not the type of person to just leave something that's wounded behind, especially something that's sexy. I've always been a compassionate person. Link's eyes twinkled as he stared down into mine. His expression softened. That's just one of the reasons why I married you, my love. I agree with you. We should help him. But first, I think we'll have to gain his trust, or he might not allow us to help him. Link returned. Nodding in agreement, we walked over to Dalmar and said, "Why won't you trust us?" and hit him in the face.
Okay, just to point out, we have to gain his trust, or he might not allow us to help. What the fuck did you guys think you just did when you put healing ointment on him and bandages? You helped
Yes, there
him.
was there was no worry about gaining his trust before they lubed up his feathery schlong.
I really do want to see this turn into a sequel to Cupcakes, though. Like, that's the whole reason of gaining his trust. To go to the land of Griffins and make 1 billion cupcakes. We're going to have a bake sale in
Well,
Hyrule.
Pinkie Pie does want more Griffin.
Exactly. So, and she's selling them for she's buying them for a high price. So buy
From
them for
your
a high
mouth
price.
to God's ears.
Again, do you think you can get up? I questioned the Griffin. That's in quotes for some reason. His crystal eyes stared into mine for a moment, then he spoke.
Why are you telling me this?
Because.
You know what? I'm going to try to give him an actual voice this time. So I'm going to go with, I guess, the
Macho
best...
Man? Warrior, Ultimate Warrior.
I'll just go with the randoms. I'll just go with the most stoned thing I can think of.
I just may be able to, but as I asked before, why are you helping me?
Dalamar questioned me again. My expression softened and a small, compassionate smile crossed my face. Because we are friends,
No,
and
you're
I cannot
not.
just leave you here in this state of mind. Dalamar just stared at me with a cautious and puzzled look. His tufted ears twitching with concern.
Perhaps it may become, you have me maybe here to help me, but as anyone should know, that the trust of Griffin is not so easily gained.
So
you
we've
need
been told multiple times within the last few paragraphs.
Do
You
got
don't
the
just
stuff?
trust anybody.
Do you got the stuff? I'll only trust you if you got the stuff, man.
Okay, look, I got it from the new guy, okay? But here, just remember to give me my 10.
Dalmar returned as he slowly rose to his feet. Smiling, I looked directly into his eyes once more. Don't worry, my friend. That should not be such a hard task for us to do. Yes, I said, grabbing his schlong. Turning my back, I bent over on all fours and awaited his mighty griffin. Okay, not really. Turning my back, I walked back beside Link, and we gestured for Lily and Navi to help guide Dalamar out of the thicket and back to Lake Hylia.
We slowly made our way across the water and joined Arya with our son on the other side. Immediately, Arya jumped up and flew over to me. Oh my goddesses, I see that you managed to get the creature here, Lily inquired as she floated in a circle in front of me. Nodding, I looked into her small eyes. Yep, but we must get back to the castle. How did little Link do while we were away? I watched as Arya's aura grew bigger, brighter. Just fine. You know what, screw it. Just fine. He's over by the horses playing in the flowers, to be trampled upon. Arya returned as she flew over to him, looking back over to Link. My smile faded. We must hurry to the castle, love. We must inform Princess Zelda of Delmar.
Damn
Castle
dirty
Road.
griffins.
Yep.
Meat griffins.
And I guess I'll get this small little paragraph here. Walking over to our horses, I called for our fairies to help guide Dalamar, while I secured Link Jr. into the saddle. Then Link and I mounted our horses and headed toward the castle.
We had to take it easy since Dalamar could not move very fast due to his injuries. And a lot of determination, we made it to the castle gates. We made our way across the wooden bridge and into the bustling market. As we crossed the market, I heard the shocked gasps and uttered whispers of the Hylian people as they caught sight of the magnificent griffon that followed behind us. Look, it's a griffon! Bison has shown up in Hyrule. What is one doing this far south? We're just some of the uttered words said by the shocked people of Hyrule. We made our way through the market, down the path that led to Hyrule Castle. When we stopped at the front gate, Sarah Palin, with her shotgun in hand, another guard I was also friends with, stood like a petrified rock as the pure shock of the returns came in and she found out that she, Anchene, had not won. Oh, by the goddesses, it is a griffon.
Oh, crap, it's not a... Oh, well, too late.
He cried, his eyes wide as saucers. Where in the 14 Gaias did he come from?
Gaia is the planet Hyrule rests on.
So, not very clever author.
I thought the Griffons only lives in the blood. We must see the princess and fast. Link added, his words ushering urgency. At once, my lord, Sarah Palin stammered as he opened the gate and allowed us to pass.
Oui, Mansell.
By the time we reached the second gate, war was already waged on the French. They immediately surrendered. Word had already spread about Dalamar's presence in Hyrule. There at the gates to Hyrule Castle was Princess Zelda and Impa awaiting our arrival. Her deep blue eyes turned 50 shades of gray when she set them upon the massive white griffin's cock. By the goddesses, in all my days, I never thought I'd see one of the magnificent noble... Wait, who's speaking? Wait. By the goddesses, in all my days, I never thought I'd see one of the magnificent noble griffins!
Despite that I'm a princess and I should probably have been aware of their existence and talked to them a lot.
Pretty much. You honor us with your presence, oh noble griffin! Zelda said as she bowed to Dalamar, looking for his feathery cock.
Mm-hmm.
She looked at her, his gaze softening upon the look of Zelda's rosy face. He lowered his head, his crystal blue eyes staring down into her cleavage. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna... Wait. Are you a cop? I fulfilled your request. But in all seriousness, I think I might actually just go to...
I do miss multiple personality Dalmar.
I'm going to go with multiple personality Dalmar. I'm going to make all the griffins that appear, if any more appear, criminals in some way or another. Or like some sort of either crazy or criminals. Criminally insane in some way or shape or form. Princess Zelda, I presume, Dalamar said, his nostrils flaring with a look of shock. Zelda gets that Dalamar's knowledge of her name. Yes, Princess, I know... Wait, no, sorry, wrong person. Oh, whatever, I'm still going with the voice. Yes, Princess, I know all about you. The story of Ganondorf taking over Hyrule has spread to many lands, including to the Black Neighborhood. Then my hunch was right. The one in green who accompanied us here is Link, the hero of time. Sorry, I changed voice. I watched as Link gasp. I watched as Link gasp, his eyes growing big. I know all about your feats, Link, hero of time.
We all just stood there, unable to move, shocked that he was changing disease. The sudden knowledge that Dalamar possessed had us all frozen in time for some reason.
That Link just pulled out the Master Sword.
And shoved it right into Dalamar's butt. I could not believe of all the knowledge the snowy white griffin possessed. What knowledge? He's just like, oh yeah, I've heard of Princess Zelda and Link, the hero of time.
Yeah.
Who hasn't? He saved a fucking country! He stopped like the king of all evil!
Several times.
Yes! In
Once,
multiple
actually.
realities and histories.
Well, actually, to be perfectly fair, like, Ocarina of Time is the first incarnation of Ganon, timeline-wise, as according to almost every timeline theory there is. And it's specifically even said by Miyamoto. Skyward Sword came before it chronologically, but Ocarina of Time is definitely the first time Ganondorf appears, or Ganon.
But it was often said that those noble creatures never left anything unseen. Please excuse my sudden burst of words without a proper introduction. My name is Dalamar, High Lord of the Griffin Council, the Griffin...
420 blazing.
Bowing his head down in front of Zelda. Coming out of her state of shock, her gaze returned to the High Lord's face. Well then, welcome Dalamar, Lord of the Griffin Council, Zelda said mannerfully. As in a house that is fully a house? Whatever.
I guess.
Well, my lord, shall we reside in the palace garden? Zelda asked.
To the palace garden.
Yeah, I'm not going to take you to see a healer or anything. It's not like, it's important that somebody treats your wounds or anything like that.
Maybe
Why they're going to the garden.
Yep. Zelda asked with a smile. Dalamar bowed his head in response.
After we recited to the garden, Zelda ordered all the servants to get naked and bring refreshments and change Dalmar's dressing. Then...
Yeah, want some lunch instead of buffalo.
Then the one question that was on everybody's mind was finally spoken. How big is your clit, Zelda? Tell me, my lord, how did you come to Hyrule? If I understand correctly, griffins usually don't venture too far away from the Black Mountains, Zelda questioned as she took a sip of her herbal tea. You have understood correctly, princess. Now allow me to present my feathery schlong. I came to Hyrule under unfortunate circumstances. Dalmar returned as he picked up his cup and his claws and raised his beak to his mouth, taking in the sight of her full bosom. Taking a sip, he set the cup back down, and his crystal eyes faltered. You see, my lady, I came here not by choice. We griffins are hard on how far away from the Black Mountains we can venture. I can't do that this whole thing.
I'm sorry, I'm cracking up because it sounded like you said the Black Martins instead of Black Mountains.
Martin Luther King.
No, please, no. Even as a peaceful race, we griffins we still have many enemies. And one such enemy of the griffins... and one such enemy of the griffins are the 15 Draconians.
Draconians are a band of dark knights that fly on the backs of dragons. These knights, led under Lord Ariakes, have tamed the once peaceful dragons and turned them evil, forcing them to do his bidding. Now this once peaceful race has been poisoned and turned dark, forced to lead a life as killers. Like you're not Jenna? You freaking murdered Darkling? Most dragons cannot be trusted, and only dragons that remain free are the bronze and silver-colored dragons. All blue, red, and black dragons are now evil, polluted by Ariakes, and have become carriers for the Dark Knights. Well, at least the black dragons are carrying Batman. Oh, also, it's probably worth it to point out, thought it was like leading up to Lord Ariakes, because it's like a fairy named Aria, but you actually mentioned that it's from Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, apparently she likes Dungeons and Dragons, so that's why she's using the colored dragons.
And making the black ones evil.
The black ones are evil, to the best of my knowledge. They're swamp dragons.
Oh, so Dungeons and Dragons is a racist game.
Well, just so you know, the the ice dragons are also evil.
Dalmar said nonchalantly, his crystal blue eyes staring down into his cup. We have been at war with the Draconians for centuries. These evil people have captured and tamed the wild dragons from the poison lands, training these gigantic lizards into doing their bidding. These dragons were once an isolated, quiet species until they came...
Oh my god, I just realized something hilarious.
Dragon jizz all over
Do
the
tell.
place.
Wait, but am I the only one who just now realized something? Like, this is something that... I suppose this is one of those things where I'm being really slow here, but Link was chained up in the water temple during that one part. And Jenna was fighting Dark Link alone. So she broke the bonding agreement by being alone with another male.
Was she ever actually alone with him, though, or was Link always there?
If Link was always there,
It never said he had to be conscious.
Well, if that was... Well, it said he was chained up, and I assumed that he was in another room. So...
Until they came.
What's the planet is blue?
I'm blue,
Does that song sound like I'm blue and I'm in need of a guy to anybody else?
Yeah, that's one of the first mistranslations I've ever heard.
Okay. Until they came.
If I was green, I would die.
Until they came, the Batmans under the follow of the 16 Dark Lord Araskisses of the Shadow Realm.
Lord Ariakes of the Shadow Realm is an evil being that was once a wizard that served under the King of Kalens during the time of the Great War. After he was discovered that he was planning to poison the king in order to gain control over the kingdom, he was forsaken to the evil Shadow Realm. It was during the time there that Ariakes harnessed the power of the Shadow Realm. What was
Somebody
that?
got bass in the background.
Well, that was perfect sound effects, I suppose.
If the window's not even open, how could that car be?
It was during this time that harnessed the power of the Shadow Realm, practicing in the ways of black people magic. Once he harnessed the powers of the Shadow Realm, he vowed revenge on those who put him in, as well as those who aided Kalens during the war, with promises of eternal life and untold riches, Ariakis managed to rally together a band of followers to follow him in the ways of the Shadow Realm, turning them into dark knights. Now, with his powers over the dragons, and with new people walking in the ways of the Shadow, Ariakis is now a feared and dangerous man with a hell-bent desire on expanding his reach over the now peaceful lands, thrusting for total domination over them.
It's time to duel! Yu-Gi-Oh!
They capture them all. Wait, what?
Pikachu, I choose you! Pikachu!
I'm fucking sleeping. Leave me alone.
No, bitch, get out of the damn ball. I need you to let me do something.
I got like 20 whores in here. I'm not coming out.
Okay, then you don't get to eat, you little bitch. You
I've eaten enough, believe me. Nothing but taco.
That is perfect. But
my Pokeball is gonna smell like fish for years.
It's also gonna smell like rats, apparently, too. It's rat infested.
Oh, well, you know, Pikachu is kind of ratty. They rampaged and conquered the poison lands, capturing the dragons and training them under the rule of darkness. Now these evil knights under Araskis's evil rule are hell-bent on total annihilation of all who oppose them.
Dalamar looks solemnly around the garden, haunting memories filling into his mind, his wings folded in distress as he continued. Their first place of conquest was our home on the Black Mountains. When we opposed them...
I said, golly, Scooby.
When we opposed them, that thrust our people into wrong centuries of roar against the Lord of the Shadow Realm. Now we, once a peaceful people, are fighting every day of our lives in a desperate attempt to reap them from rolling under Dark Lord Ariakis' dark control. Dalamar's gaze shifted skyward, his claws gripping into the ground beneath him. I guess I'll change the voice once again. One day a word came in from our air patrol that a group of Draconians on Dragonback were camping near Dragon Mound. After the council made a decision that I would be the one to check out the inquiry, I made haste and left on the moment of the wing. Upon my arrival, I was ambushed by a Draconian on a red dragon. After a long fight, struck and wounded by the dragon's powerful claws and acid breath in my attempt to escape.
Snarf.
I was pursued by the dragon until I lost them in Death Canyon, just west of here.
Red dragons breathe fire, not acid, you twat.
I'll just go with whatever you say.
I like Dungeons and Dragons.
We noticed.
Yep. I just like dungeons. Sticking stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. Ooh. Then I continued to fly south until I was unable to go any further, and I crashed down into a thicket of trees by the lake. You must call Lake Hylia. I must have been there for 2 or 3 days before your hero Lincoln and his wife found me. Dalamar's head slouched, his beak touching the feathers on his neck.
I fear that Lord Araskis is planning to invade the Black Mountains and seize control over my people. That is why I must return to the Black Mountains as soon as I am able to fly, Dalamar said.
I've been to the mountaintop.
His tufted ears flattening against his head, Zelda's deep blue eyes stirred into Dalamir's faltered eyes. Don't worry, my lord. I will send Link along with you on your journey back to the Black Mountains. But he said he was going to go back when he could fly. He can't currently fly. I think you should stay here the night. It wouldn't be wise to travel until sunrise. But one thing is worrying me now. Is this Araskis planning to invade Hyrule? Zelda questioned the griffin with fear in her voice. Honest, milady, I couldn't tell you. For as much as I can tell you, it seems that the Dark Knights have remained sorely to the north, but with as much twisted desire our Ascus has, I I wouldn't be too surprised if he does plan on spreading his control past the 17 Black Desert.
The Black Desert is a dangerous and treacherous desert that borders Hyrule's western border. No shit, it borders a border. This desert is for its thick black sand and its dangerously immense heat, hence the name Black Desert. Only one so brave with a strong will manages to cross the immense Black Desert and lives to tell about it. Most who attempt to cross it either die from heat exhaustion, get lost in it, or are trampled to death by head crabs.
Zelda's fearful look was cast upon me, her blue eyes turning a dull grey. At that moment I knew that this dark lord from the Shadow Realm was indeed planning a dark invasion of Hyrule. I was going to be the sole protector, since with my role as part of the ancient Silverlight race.
Yes, the sole protector, not like Link or the entire army is going to do anything. They're so helpless.
You can't see me right now, but I'm like putting a middle finger at my screen right now.
Oh, is that for me? I was an elemental user.
It was just for you.
I feel so blessed. I was an elemental user once, one that wields a great power of forces of nature, and in that I was the strongest protector Hyrule had. I could tell that within Zelda's eyes she was counting on me if such an invasion should happen. But one thing worried me. If such an invasion happened in the near future, would it really be of any use, since I was still expecting? At that point, I was 6 months pregnant, and not too sure what the effects of wielding great power over the elements would have on Link's unborn child.
Lots of questions danced through my mind that night as Link and Dalamar prepared for their departure upon sunrise. As Link prepared his saddlebags, I went over to him and yanked at his ball. Okay, not really. And gave him a worried look. I'm coming with you no matter what decision you make. I spat, my face twisting into a scowl. I remember when you tried to deny me tried to deny me accompanying you to the water temple. If you recall, I was wetter than that entire temple. You just might have ended up a permanent prisoner of Dark Link if I had not gone with you.
Which is total bullshit. You can shut the fuck up right now.
Link's eyes turned a sudden shade of red as he spoke in an agitated tone.
Because the eyes change colors now.
Once again, I'm totally not Dark Link.
Kill her, Dark Link, kill her!
He's waiting for the right moment.
Why not now?
Dark Link is just waiting to see her true power. Dark Link is smarter than Link ever could have been. So he's lying dormant in Link's body. He's still gazing, though. Link's eyes turned a sudden shade of red as he spoke in an agitated tone. Listen, Jenna, don't you understand? You're carrying an unborn child. I think that this time it would be too dangerous for you to come as pregnant as you are.
But she totally could come with little to no resistance last time, even though Ruto was near death, and they only had fairies to take care of a human child that was just a couple of months old. Not to mention,
am I the only one who's sort of like... It seems a little odd that he's phrasing it like, as pregnant as you are. That sounds almost like it's an insult, the way he's saying it.
Why aren't you barefooting in the kitchen? What are you doing out?
Get the hell out of here and make me a sandwich.
Indeed. I could go for a sandwich right about now.
I think Kevin got roast beef, so I should make a sandwich later.
Yeah. Wait, never mind. Did you say Devin?
No.
Oh.
No,
I
I
was
said
like,
Kelvin.
oh, because Devin is the name of my brother. And I was just like, what? I don't remember you mentioning that as the name. I remember you saying a name, but it wasn't that. Okay, but now I see what you mean. Anyway, I remember when you tried to deny me a water temple. Oh, wait, I already read that. Listen, Jenna, you don't understand, you stupid bitch. You're carrying our unborn child, and I think that this time it will be too dangerous for you to come as pregnant as you are. That's not what the healer said. When you accompanied me to the water temple, you sure as hell wasn't expecting. Wow, that really is that pretty ghetto. Like, even without me trying.
Good job.
Link went pale. The pain of the memory when he found me near dead on the ground in the temple wrenched his heart. It just, like, fixed it up. It just repaired it to, like... He had a few screws loose, or a few nuts loose, but now, like, it just...
It's a good job that heart wrench was handy.
Okay.
Yep. I was able to feel his mind wrenching all kinds of fears of him losing me or his unborn child. But even in light of his overgrowing fears, I was not about to let that stop me from being a dumb bitch and accompanying him on his long journey.
Because it's not like he actually has a point or anything, and that shouldn't be bothering to go with him.
Yeah, it's not like Darkling came in and was like, you know what, I'm going to be a voice of reason for a second. You may be a dumb bitch. I may plan on killing you later, but...
You're pregnant.
Stupid whore.
Stop following me around and stay home until you have your kid. And then find some people to properly take care of said kid. And then you can chase me halfway across the world.
Then I'll kill you. I'm not going to kill a child. I have morals. Unlike your actual husband.
Link, my undying love, I understand your fears and concerns. No, you don't. But I think I'm well enough to be able to protect myself. Fuck you.
I think she does that a lot in this story.
Or did you soon forget that I am a direct descendant of the Silver Light race? What does that matter? You're pregnant, you stupid idiot. Remember, I am an elemental user, which does not matter. I returned nonchalantly.
That was not nonchalant.
No, it was not. Link returned a cold, icy stare, the blue draining from his eyes, and being replaced by a dull, stormy gray. Because again, our eyes change colors now. Jenna, listen this time. I'm making the decision for you, you stupid bitch, who doesn't know when to stay home.
Yep.
You are 6 months pregnant, and because of that, I cannot allow you to go. So just put the damn notion of going out of your head. You stupid bitch. Link spat, his cold hands gripping my shoulders. With an angry growl.
His cold hands? What is he, dying?
I guess. With an angry growl,
the store's killing him.
I pushed Link's hands off of me as my eyes filled up with anger. Damn it! Ellipses. By the goddesses, Link, I'm coming with you. For some reason, despite the fact that you are pregnant and should not be going.
I just realized, but this sort of is beginning to fall into place. Link's hands are beginning to get cold, and, like, the temple got... And, like, the water temple was frozen earlier, I believe they mentioned. Or, actually, it was winter then, but still. But that all sort of adds up to... And, like, the whole desert being incredibly... Like, having an oasis out of nowhere, like, she's basically freezing over the entire story. Like, temperatures are, like, dropping in the whole land of Hyrule because she's just draining the life from the story. The entire world of Hyrule.
Blue, You figured it out. So now we have to make a time-traveling car, okay? And we gotta go really fast.
Great Scott.
And once we get back into the past, we gotta stop this shit from ever being written, okay? Well, let's
Sounds
get
like a
to
plan.
it.
Sounds like a James Cameron movie.
I will not sit back and let you go on this journey without my aid. I don't care if you're worried about me. Damn it, Link, I'm worried about you. Yes, it does not matter that he's worried about you, or or the unborn kid, or the other kid that you have and are currently neglecting, and definitely not thinking about. I retorted stubbornly, my hands clenching into fists. I was going to punch him in the face because he wouldn't let me have my way, and I was going to pitch a temper tantrum pretending like I actually gave two shits about his feelings.
Well, at least she used the right word, stubborn.
Yes. And the fact that I'm pregnant and 3 months away from giving birth, and I really should not be going on this journey. Then my eyes lowered as my gaze slowly softened. Link, listen. Link, listen. I care for you. You're my whole world, and I know that I mean the same to you, but I feel that as a mated pair, there are just some things that one of us cannot do alone. Shut up! Link would have been fine on his own. You're the problem.
Well, actually,
You
he's not
are
even allowed to be alone.
Well,
Well,
not
actually,
now.
Well, actually, their bonding thing does say he's allowed to be alone with other guys.
Yes, and she's allowed to be alone with other girls.
Which is still stupid, because one of them could
Yeah.
easily be bisexual.
Yeah.
Like,
I
hey,
think-
that's what I found out today, honey.
I think Jenna could easily turn Link homosexual. I think there may be a flaw there.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
too surprised if he suddenly found an interest in dudes.
Tries with Link's character anyway. Like, just seeing how Link typically acts in the games. Wow, but there was always that, like, slightly homosexual overtone that Link always gave me. Like, I always felt like if he had a sexual orientation, which I don't think it's ever really expanded upon. Well, actually, it is. In some mediums, it's mostly typically either straight or bisexual, because, let's be honest, most characters that are played off as straight, unless you specifically say they're straight, they could be bisexual.
No, yeah, anybody can.
But, like Dragon Age is something where most characters can't be, because they specifically say it. Like Mass Effect, it won't be that cut and dry because they'll make it specific. But,
Oh yeah, female shepherd. I can't play anybody but female shepherd, and for some reason she's always on top of that blue Smurf. I can't stop it from happening.
Single tear down my face.
Papa Smurf, can I look past?
Isn't our love based on faith and trust? Apparently you have no faith or trust in him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you have to insert yourself into every part of this story, because you do not know how to switch character POVs.
It's not about them.
I know. Sad face. Aren't we connected together in every aspect of our being? I walked over to Link and into his warm arms, my eyes locking with his. Link, my love, you're just going to have to trust me. Why don't you trust him, you stupid bitch? That is one part of what our love is all about. No, it's not! You're an asshole! Stay home!
Well, she didn't have a problem with it when he went to war.
No. Link's hard-on suddenly softened, his gentle arms holding me close. That was Blue's joke, all fairness.
It's fine.
Jenna, my...
I still
Jenna,
like
my love. What do you
Jenna,
still like,
Jenna.
please? Jenna, my life, I don't trust you, and I do trust you, and I know that your womb is made out of Kevlar. I have always had faith in your abilities. I'm just concerned for the well-being of you and our unborn child.
Even though
I
the
just
other
can't-
child doesn't matter.
Also, I'm going to eat up all of our resources, because, yeah, that typically happens with pregnant women. Like, you're going to crave a lot more food, and we're going to be in a desert where surviving is of the utmost importance.
That doesn't matter. We got a giant griffin, and just as soon as you want it, honey, we can have a turkey night. I just cannot stand the thought of losing you either. I still think it would be wise if you stay here. I placed a finger gently on his lips. I'm still going, I returned softly. And I swear to God to you, Link, if you leave me at home alone with those children, you are never going to get it ever again. I will murder you. Well, I guess once your mind is made up, Link chuckled softly, I'm not going to be able to change your decision.
Yes,
I
you
nodded.
can.
Wait.
Take her to the castle and the kids too, and just stuff her in there. Lock her in a room and don't let Zelda or anybody
lock her in
let
the
her
cellar.
out.
Lock her in Hyrule Castle prison.
Like she
lock her in
does
the
not
dungeon.
need to go. You shouldn't
No.
just suddenly accept this because she keeps arguing with you.
Keep her in the torture room of Hyrule Castle.
Please.
That's basically what she's been doing to all of us.
I nodded in return. Link finally knows his place. Barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. Sigh, women for you. Once their minds are made up, there's no changing it, Link said sarcastically as he softly pressed his warm lips against my cooter.